covering high school basketball and covering the CBA tournament. Good morning, Big Game. How are you?
Morning, Roger. How you doing?
I'm good. Appreciate a few minutes. You were covering Bethlehem and LaSalle. Is that over?
Yeah, it's over. Bethlehem won by 20, by 19. Real good win. Zone caused a lot of problems. LaSalle only had 12 points in the first half, so pretty good win in a season of good wins for Bethlehem.
I was going to say I've gotten some emails here last couple of weeks because we talk about the Shens and the Colonies of the world and the Schenectadys of the world and Shaker, but it sounds like we better make sure Bethlehem is included in the discussion about being one of the better teams in the Suburban this year.
Absolutely, got experience. They play well. They play disciplined. Their defense is solid. That zone was very, very active. They got a multitude of weapons that can do damage. They don't have to depend on any one particular player. And Michael O'Talley today, the sophomore, really put this game away in the third quarter. 3 straight threes in about a span of 35 seconds. Kind of made this game academic at that point. They put him up 18 points, and pretty much from there it was even the rest of the way. But they have a lot of different players that can hurt you, and they don't have to depend on one. So if they can play discipline and keep their turnovers down and play the kind of defense they play today, they're going to be a tough out for anybody to deal with.
Big Game, who is Bethlehem's top player?
Well, I think you probably, you look at either Hayden Thompson, or Talley, the sophomore. I would say those are the two main guys. I mean, Matthew Riker's the point guard. He does a really good job of running the show, but he's not really a focal point in terms of offense. But I would say those two young men, and Thompson was the MVP of the tournament, and Ortali made all-tournament, and he deserved it.
Well, it's the time of the year, folks, where we start our long-standing tradition called the News Channel 13 All-Star basketball teams, both the boys and the girls, and we pick the 10 best boys, 10 best girls. That'll start in the next week or two. I think the week of the 13th, 14th, we'll have our first selections up, and we have our first breakfast where all of the scouts that go out and watch all these games, and Big Game James is included in that to help us determine who the best players. And I've gotten already several emails, Big Game, asking me if Hayden Thompson from Bethlehem is on the list.
I think he's got to be on the list. He's playing really well right now, both ends of the floor, and I think he deserves to be in consideration for that top 10, no doubt.
Hey, the other player that's really stepped up, you go over to Shenendahowa here, and we know they lost Kevin Herter, and wondering, what kind of team they would have. Well, they've come back pretty strong, but I can't help notice game in and game out the offensive production that Tony DeSicis is getting from Luke Hicks.
Well, he's getting a lot of the shots that Kevin Herter was getting, last year, and he's really stepped up his game. You think about where he was as a sophomore, kind of a role player, coming off the bench, occasionally starting, to being the second, leading scorer for them last year, a mid-teens scorer, to being a more high-volume guy who's averaging 25 and, can get his going to the basket, certainly can shoot the outside shot, and a better finisher around the rim than certainly he was 2 years ago, and I think that's serving him well right now.
Luke Hicks off to a very strong start. Big Game, I had on my schedule, and maybe I'm wrong here, I had Colony at Albany Academy tonight. Is that not correct? No,
they're playing. They pushed everything back because of all the weather problems. So right now, what they're doing is they're playing Gilderland tonight at 5:30, and they're playing that Colony Academy game tomorrow afternoon at 1:30.
Okay, so Colony is at home tonight?
Colony is playing, they're playing Catholic High at 7.
Okay.
And then Gilliland Academy. So basically Thursday's schedule got pushed to Friday, and then Friday's schedule got pushed to Saturday. The difference is that now Saturday is noon and 1:30.
All right. Well, I was intrigued by the Colony at Academy matchup just because you got Hamir Wright for Academy, top player in the area, and then a pretty good Colony team led by Isaiah Mall, also Division I player.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that game. It's just going to be a little earlier and a day later than it was originally scheduled for. Instead of being 7 tonight, it's 1:30 tomorrow.
All right, Big Game, thanks for a few minutes. Bethlehem looking strong. They win the CBA tournament convincing over LaSalle this morning. Little live, local, late-breaking Big Game, James Allen, every Friday here as we do a little high school sports on Big Board Sports. Thanks, Big Game.
You got it, Roger. Take care.
Take care.